Today is April the 8th. Today, we read the story of Jephthah. Today, as we read through the Bible in a year, please read Judges, chapters 11 and 12. This is the story of Jephthah. Now, in chapter 10, at the end of that chapter, we hear that the Ammonites are now oppressing Israel. They're oppressing them on the east side of the Jordan River. From 11:1 to 3, we hear the story of the birth of Jephthah. He is of the tribe of Gad. He is the son of a prostitute, and his half-brothers reject him and force him out of the home. Well, Jephthah forms a band of brigands. Essentially, this band probably attacked caravans as they passed by. In response to the Ammonite oppression, the elders of the tribe of Gad gather together, and they say, who is there around us who has a personal army that could help us? And they look at Jephthah. Jephthah is the first judge that God did not call. The elders of Gad called him. Now, they said to Jephthah, if you give us victory over the Ammonites, we'll make you our ruler. He repeats this, chapter 11, verse 9. If the Lord gives us victory over the Ammonites, will you really make me a ruler? And they say yes. Well, Jephthah then goes to fight against the Ammonites. But the story is told that before he left, he saw the Ammonite army. He was concerned. And so he makes a very rash vow to the Lord. He says, if you give me victory when I return, the first thing that exits my house, I'll sacrifice to you. When he returned, his daughter came out. And he ended up sacrificing his daughter. This is to show just how bad things had gotten in Israel. Now in chapter 12, Ephraim complains to Jephthah that he didn't let them fight with him. Gad actually goes to war with Ephraim and kills a number of Ephraim's soldiers. Again, the point is to show just how bad things are getting in Israel. At the end of chapter 12, we see three other judges. Ibzan, who was of the tribe of Judah, that would have been in the south. Elon, who was of the tribe of Zebulun, that would have been in the north. And then Abdon, who was of the tribe of Ephraim, that would have been the center of the country. Enjoy today as you read Judges 11 and 12.
Now Jephthah of Gilead was a great warrior. He was the son of Gilead, but his mother was a prostitute. Gilead's wife had several sons, and when these half-brothers grew up, they chased Jephthah off the land. You will not get any of our father's inheritance, they said, for you are the son of a prostitute. So Jephthah fled from his brothers and lived in the land of Tob. Soon he had a band of worthless rebels following him. At about this time, the Ammonites began their war against Israel. When the Ammonites attacked, the elders of Gilead sent for Jephthah in the land of Tob. The elders said, "Come and be our commander. Help us fight the Ammonites." But Jephthah said to them, "Aren't you the ones who hated me and drove me from my father's house? Why do you come to me now when you're in trouble?" "Because we need you," the elders replied. "If you lead us in battle against the Ammonites, we will make you ruler over all the people of Gilead." Jephthah said to the elders, "Let me get this straight. If I come with you, and if the Lord gives me victory over the Ammonites, you will really make me ruler over all the people?" "The Lord is our witness," the elders replied. "We promise to do whatever you say." So Jephthah went to the elders of Gilead, and the people made him their ruler and commander of the army. At Mizpah, in the presence of the Lord, Jephthah repeated what he had said to the elders. Then Jephthah sent messengers to the king of Ammon, asking, "Why have you come out to fight against my land?" The king of Ammon answered Jephthah's message, "When the Israelites came out of Egypt, they stole my land from the Aran River to the Jabbok River, and all the way to the Jordan. Now then, give back the land peaceably." Jephthah sent this message back to the Ammonite king. This is what Jephthah says: "Israel did not steal any land from Moab or Ammon. When the people of Israel arrived at Kadesh on the journey from Egypt after crossing the Red Sea, they sent messengers to the king of Edom, asking for permission to pass through this land. But their request was denied. Then they asked the king of Moab for similar permission, but he wouldn't let them pass through either. So the people of Israel stayed at Kadesh. Finally, they went around Edom and Moab through the wilderness. They traveled along Moab's eastern border and camped on the other side of the Aran River. But they never once crossed the Aran River into Moab, for the Aran was the border of Moab. Then Israel sent messengers to King Sihon of the Amorites, who ruled over Heshbon, asking for permission to cross through his land to get to their destination. But King Sihon didn't trust Israel to pass through his land. Instead, he mobilized his army at Jahaz and attacked them. But the Lord, the God of Israel, gave his people victory over King Sihon. So Israel took control of all the land of the Amorites, who lived in that region, from the Aran River to the Jabbok River, from the eastern wilderness to the Jordan. So you see, it was the Lord, the God of Israel, who took away the land of the Amorites and gave it to Israel. Then why should we give it back to you? You keep whatever your god Chemosh gives you, and we will keep whatever the Lord our God gives us. Are you any better than Balak, son of Ziphor, king of Moab? Did he try to make a case against Israel for dispute land? Did he go to war against them? Israel has been living here for 300 years, inhabiting Heshbon and its surrounding settlements, all the way to Aor and its settlements, and to all the towns along the Aran River. Why have you made no effort to recover it before now? Therefore, I have not sinned against you. Rather, you have wronged me by attacking me. Let the Lord, who is judge, decide today which of us is right, Israel or Ammon." But the king of Ammon paid no attention to Jephthah's message. At that time, the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he went through the land of Gilead and Manasseh, including Mizpah in Gilead, and from there he led an army against the Amorites. Then Jephthah made a vow to the Lord. He said, "If you give me victory over the Amorites, I will give to the Lord whatever comes out of my house to meet me when I return in triumph. I will sacrifice it as a burnt offering." So Jephthah led his army against the Amorites, and the Lord gave him victory. He crushed the Amorites, devastating about 20 towns from Aor to the area of Minnith and as far away as Abel-keramim. In this way Israel defeated the Amorites. Then Jephthah returned home to Mizpah. His daughter came out to meet him, playing on a tambourine and dancing for joy. She was his one and only child. He had no other sons or daughters. When he saw her, he tore his clothes in anguish. "Oh, my daughter," he cried, "you have completely destroyed me. You've brought disaster on me, for I made a vow to the Lord I cannot take back." And she said, "Father, if you have made a vow to the Lord, you must do to me what you have vowed, for the Lord has given you great victory over your enemies, the Amorites. But first let me do this one thing. Let me go up and roam in the hills and weep with my friends for 2 months, because I will die a virgin." "You may go," Jephthah said, and he sent her away for 2 months. She and her friends went into the hills and wept because she would never have children. When she returned home, her father kept the vow he had made, and she died a virgin. So it has become a custom in Israel for young Israelite women to go away for 4 days each year to lament the fate of Jephthah's daughter. Then the people of Ephraim mobilized an army and crossed over the Jordan River to Zaphon. They sent this message to Jephthah: "Why didn't you call for us to help you fight against the Amorites? We are going to burn down your house with you in it." Jephthah replied, I summoned you at the beginning of the dispute, but you refused to come. You failed to help us in our struggle against Ammon. So when I realized you weren't coming, I risked my life and went to battle without you. And the Lord gave me victory over the Ammonites. So why have you now come to fight me? The people of Ephraim responded, You men of Gilead are nothing more than fugitives from Ephraim and Manasseh. So Jephthah gathered all the men of Gilead and attacked the men of Ephraim and defeated them. Jephthah captured the shallow crossings of the Jordan River, and whenever a fugitive from Ephraim tried to go back across, the men of Gilead would challenge him. Are you a member of the tribe of Ephraim? They would ask. If the man said, No, I'm not, they would tell him to say Shibboleth. If he was from Ephraim, he would say Sibboleth, because people from Ephraim could not pronounce the word correctly. Then they would take him and kill him at the shallow crossing of the Jordan. In all, 42,000 Ephraimites were killed at that time. Jephthah judged Israel for 6 years. When he died, he was buried in one of the towns of Gilead. After Jephthah died, Ibzan from Bethlehem judged Israel. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. He sent his daughters to marry men outside his clan, and he brought in 30 young women from outside his clan to marry his sons. Ibzan judged Israel for 7 years. When he died, he was buried at Bethlehem. After Ibzan died, Elon from the tribe of Zebulun judged Israel for 10 years. When he died, he was buried in Ajalon in Zebulun. After Elon died, Abdon, son of Hillel, from Pirathon, judged Israel. He had 40 sons and 30 grandsons who rode on 70 donkeys. He judged Israel for 8 years. When he died, he was buried at Pirathon in Ephraim, in the hill country of the Amalekites.
Scripture reading from the New Living Translation by Emily Herrera. Like, follow, and subscribe to this devotional on whatever platform you use to listen to it. Email your questions to us at questions@becomehope.com. Tomorrow, we'll see Samson's growth.